Okay, where did we leave off? Rags to riches. Riches to rags, rather. I think I described and got the background. So, yeah, we're talking about how. Well, this is when the you know what hit the fan. One day, Mom was driving us somewhere, and we stopped by the bank. And then she just went through. They had a, believe it or not, back in the 60s, I think they had some way to drive through. I don't know if they had that thing you send, but they you might could drive up and talk to somebody and get some money or whatever you're gonna do. And she was mad as heck, and she just told us, "Your father took all your college savings out of the bank. Zero. There was, I think, $100 for the kids." And then, see, what you do is just leave it there. Add on to it if you want, if you can. But you know, there's times when interest accrues, and then it gets compounded. You know what I mean? Like, say, I don't know, just for an easy example, on that $100 every, however often, every quarter or every year. See, because you know, you're talking about 18 or 19 years from when you were born is when you might be able to go to college. Um, so, say they put in another dollar, 101, and see, it'll get compounded, because then it'll go up to 101 and 1 cent or something like that. You know what I mean? A dime. But if you do the math and you figure it out, it just depends on what they're paying in interest on the savings for the little children. So that's really spelled trouble. And that's around the time they started having the arguments. I think they probably very well may have started in the original house, but they sure did continue into the next one. And you'd hear Mom interrogating Pop, and then it was mostly her yelling, but he would yell back too, and I don't think I could understand through the walls. See, I'd hear him through the walls at night. And I even heard, sounds of kitchen things, like she was trying to hit him with some kind of a pan or something, throwing it at him. It's just very unnerving. But yeah, we always thought all these years it was his fault what he did to the financial disaster was his fault. He was always blamed. You do stuff to borrow money from banks, and you got to keep up with those interest rates they charge you to loan you that money. And if you're not bringing in the money fast enough to make ends meet, you know what I mean, to keep up, then it's just going to be a disaster. Maybe go into details later, but the only thing I can say is nobody knew it at the time, and in fact, I didn't start hearing about this until around 2010. There's a disease or a condition called PTSD, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, see, he was in World War II, so he had PTSD. That was what was making him make the foolish decisions. See? So, and then, so he didn't seem to drink all that much. Later in life, maybe, but that messes you up too, drinking alcohol. And she certainly wasn't much of a drinker. But the nagging, see, on her end, it was partly her fault, nagging the heck out of the guy, stressing him. It was such a blunder that those bank savings account for the college funds had to be depleted, and money was borrowed from her side of the family. See, one of those people in her I think it was her cousin. The guy owned, at least at one time, 4 movie theaters. It's just they lived in a big house. But for all I know, it was an old plantation house style house. Stock involved in the stock market. He was real good at it too. He was really smart. I mean, this guy was amazing. He was just real witty and charming and smart and charismatic. But they were close, very close. My mom and him, her being that only child, she had to play with the cousins and see, here comes the rain again, by the way. Oh no. Picky I am, how picky I am. Man, I gotta walk in this rain. The rain, I'm gonna get wet. No. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Right there, wasn't it? I gotta go back around and try to parallel where that other one was. My little voice told me that I was gonna lose space. It's gonna be hard coming back. Well, to finish up, I'll go until it won't let me talk. So he borrowed money from, I guess that guy was in charge, Mom's cousin. Send her stuff in the mail. I remember seeing those things. I said, they's telling her how much the stock's made or something. I don't know. Nobody really understood all. I still don't understand all. Well, I got a vague idea of how it all works. So that's what they did. They loaned him a lot of money. I think could have been $50,000, which in today's money would be $500,000. You think, something like that. It was a large amount, and then that got lost. So he tried to save the ship by borrowing more, and it was just a big no. No, we can't risk it. So yeah, that's what happened. In other stories I've mentioned, I've hit on that subject. That very subject. I'm gonna try to parallel. I can't parallel. I can't fit. No. Um, there was one more try because there's another guy in the family. He was related to. Um, he's on that grandma. Just the recent upload talking about grandma, uh, the one on mother's side. He was from her side of the family, and then we were all really close with him, and they invited him down. But you know, see, this is where I got a parallel. I think I found the spot right here. I might could parallel. Nope, it's not good. Um, well, at some point when he came down to visit, I remember them uh, yelling. Once again, it was no. That's what I remember. It's kind of sad, but true. It's would I really have wanted to be a rich person all that much? It could have. That it doesn't make you happy. It's just it was just such a screw up, and it was just kind of hard to understand what. How do you lose all that money like that? Well, that's enough for today.